Welcome.
How you doing?
Doing great. Yourself?
Fantastic.
Oh well, hey, that's what we like to hear. So I guess let's. Yeah, you don't need an introduction, but I'm gonna give you one anyway.
Can't hurt.
Just on the off chance, yeah. But no, ladies, gentlemen, MBs, we have special guests with us today. You probably know of his work. If you've read any Marvel Zombies, or if you've ever read Archer and Armstrong, or probably a book that I think caught a lot of people off guard, was Incredible Hercules, because that book, I had no idea how good it was going to be till I read it. It's fantastic. And also Amazing Spider-Man. We have in the building, only not really, Fred Van Lente, writer extraordinaire. How are you doing today?
Doing fantastic, Ernie. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. So for one, we got you. The reason why we got you here today is because you got something on the horizon that is and I'm a recent convert to it, so I'm really excited about it. And that is the return of Dynamite.
Yes.
Not obviously publisher Dynamite, but the actual title Dynamite. So just for anyone who is like new to the series, what would be how you would describe it to someone that's new to that title?
Well, it's definitely in the same vein as Marvel Zombies, but if obviously for legal reasons, it's with the Dynamite characters instead of the Marvel characters. Spider-Man in there, I'd be hearing from somebody. But,
the lawyers will come. The lawyers will come knocking on the door.
Exactly. There'd be like a land speed record for getting a cease and desist letter to my house. This is now the 4th series, but it's a brand new jumping on point for new readers. It's okay. All of your Dynamite favorites: Red Sonja, Vampirella, Ms. Fury, Deja Thoris, and friends, but in a zombie apocalypse. So with 900,000% more gore than the average Dynamite title.
Well, like I said, I was a new convert. For whatever reason, I guess we all have like blind spots, but like for whatever reason, I was just not aware, and I was like, oh wow,
right.
I was like,
how stuff out there, man? You can't expect to know all about it. I don't know all that's out there.
Well, it was just even weirder to me, just because like I was, like I said, I was already familiar with your work on Marvel Zombies, so like I was like, wow, how'd this sneak past me? So, like going back,
pandemic, the first series came out during the pandemic. I mean, literally it did, so that might have had something to do with it.
You know what? It all makes sense now. It all makes sense now, because pandemic was a weird time for comics, just in general. So I totally, that actually makes even more sense now. But I'm glad I found it, or found my way to it.
Good.
Because
welcome my uninvited guest star.
No, always cats are always invited.
Who never fails the minute he hears me talking on Zoom. He has intense FOMO and wants to be involved. I'm sorry I interrupted you with.
No. You're good. Look, we love cats around here, so.
This cat loves podcasts, so he just needs to be a part of it.
So that's official. Podcat. There you go.
I like it. 100%.
But no, I ran through the whole 3 previous entries of Dynamite, and I was like, man, of course I want to talk about this. So you mentioned something that I was very curious about. You said this is going to be like a new jumping on point,
right?
For new readers, because that was one of the things I was curious about. I was like, oh yeah, is it are there going to be any continuations or anything like that, or is it just going to kick off something new? Now, with the previous three, like you said, you got to kind of play with a huge toy box of Dynamite characters. And and some and that's also another thing I really liked about it too, is it introduced me to some characters that I wasn't as familiar with.
Like who?
Well, one was Miss Fury. I wasn't as familiar with Miss Fury, but I'm a fan now. I'm a fan of Miss Fury. So, but it also reintroduced me to some characters in the first one that I was like, oh, I forgot about this character. I was like, okay, yeah.
Miss Fury is the originator of the cat suit. She was originally a comic character, so all your Catwomans and so forth are all, well, not necessarily Catwoman literally, but that cat suit is the Miss Fury cat suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I thought that was cool.
The Michelle Pfeiffer catsuit is a direct, descendant.
Miss Fury walked, so Michelle Pfeiffer could run.
That's right.
That's right. Well, I thought it was cool. And also, like I said, there were characters, in those pages that I was like, oh wow, I never really, I didn't think I would see this character, pop up here. But yeah, getting to see, Red Sonja, Vampirella, and so on, getting to, hang out and interact and, beat up zombies and try not to get eaten by them. I was like, yeah, I was like, I can get jiggy with this.
It's a lot of fun to do.
I can only imagine, so getting to play with, these characters, who all have deep history. Was it a daunting? Is it ever a daunting task to try and tell a story with all of these characters?
Not really, just because they're all so much fun. I love all that pulp stuff to begin with. That's right up my alley. So it's all very sort of natural to me. And what's great is that in the Dynamite series, I don't have to worry about anything like continuity. All that stuff gets thrown out the window because these are sort of our versions of the characters. And even more so in the new Blerd series. But they retain their essential characters, and it's always fun to see them interact. It's always fun to see different, Vampirella does not like Deja Thoris in the most recent series, and she has a very good reason for doing so. So sparks fly. It's just a ton of fun.
Well,
as well as to write.
That is something that I actually really got a kick out of just in my initial introduction to Dynamite, was that you have all of these characters that are larger than life. They all kind of have their own universe and things that they do that are for the most part pretty separate of each other. A lot of times for I guess licensing reasons and things of that nature. But I always liked how well in the Dynamite book, they just kind of seamlessly kind of fall into each other. In ways I was like, oh wow, yeah, I guess it is that simple. You just put them there and let them have fun.
They're a motley bunch. It's true.
Well, for me, and I think this is, something that I think probably other people they might have this experience as well, is I was also being a more recent convert to the Dynamite title. It also was kind of roughly around the time that I became more of a convert to Vampirella.
Okay.
Vampirella was one of those books that I always knew who Vampirella was. I just had never read anything about her.
Right.
Because when I was coming up, I was a kid, and just real talk, my mom wouldn't let me walk out the shop with that book. It just was right. It just wasn't happening. It just
one look at the outfit, and it was like, you?
She was like, look. She was like, look, violent green turtles and people in very flashy costumes beating the pulp out of each other. Sure. I can rock with that. But this right here,
that's right.
No, that's a bridge too far.
Sadly, as Americans, we're cool with violence of all kinds.
Right. but a skimpy swimsuit costume.
Whoa, hey.
It's like, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Hold on there, bucko. But no, so yeah, reading Dynamite actually kind of opened me up a little bit more to what I could expect. from Vampirella. So I actually have you to thank for that.
Appreciate it.
But like when you're like you say, you don't have to worry about continuity or anything like that, and you can just kind of have fun, with doing whatever, and like everything's kind of getting flipped around this time. What can people expect, for this new iteration of
Really good
Dynamite? Ooh, you had me already.
Felt like a sale. So, this is a different direction. It's still a zombie apocalypse. It's still the Dynamite characters, but it's a bit more of a, for lack of a better word, sort of more of a noir take. Like, this set in Southern California in this place called Sunset City, which is really what's left of Los Angeles, been walled in. All the Dynamite many of the Dynamite characters kind of stuck there. And this is, I decided to try something a little different with the zombie apocalypse. Like I just didn't want to do the same old thing. I've done a lot of zombie comics. But what's cool about the zombie like genre is each time I find myself finding something new to make me excited about it and to tell interesting stories with it. And so simply because of the wide bench of really fantastic female characters Dynamite has, this zombie apocalypse, so the zombies in this, like everybody's got a different zombie, right? The White Walkers or Walkers, call it Knights or whatever. These zombies are called the Dead Men. And it's very specific because in this universe, the zombie virus only affects people with an XY chromosome, i.e. men.
Yeah.
So, women can't become zombies, but they can become lunch. So they are like very much motivated to, wall the city in, both to protect themselves and to protect those living male loved ones they would rather not get bitten and turn into zombies. The Sunset City is run with an iron fist by Purgatory, who's a devil-looking Chaos Comics character. Again, we're going back. So she's someone I haven't used yet. So what's also cool is I get to use a bunch of characters I've never used before. And Vampirella is there. She's been stranded on Earth from Draculon, right? Her planet of the vampires. And she secretly has a male Draculonian that she's trying to keep away from Purgatory because... not to get to like your mom would. I hope your mom is not watching the show.
No. We're good. We're good.
Okay, fine. Because there are so few men, they're kind of traded as kind of like commodities. And Vampirella has one that's off the books that she kind of keeps that way. The walls of the city are protected by the Furies, who are run by Miss Fury, obviously, and have a couple female. There's Pantha and there's Rocket Girl, who's from Project Superpowers. And everything is kind of going in its own kind of corrupt way until out of the sky drops a flying saucer. And on it is this Martian princess named Deja Thoris, who claims that A, the plague is Martian in nature, and B, she knows how to cure it, but it requires them going across a dangerous overland journey to a really... even more messed up place than LA, and that's Las Vegas, which is really a mess and is rumored to contain a red-haired devil, a she-devil with a sword, if you will, Bernie. So they kind of have to seek her out. So and then the game is afoot, and then we go from there with zombie slicing mayhem.
I mean, I'm here for it. It's one of those, as you describe it. I mean, yeah, it's because look, it's very different in kickoff because especially to the previous iterations where shit just kind of shit's hitting the fan regardless of which one you read. But yeah, like when you jump into it, it's like okay, there's a little bit of a calm before the storm, and then boom. Craziness is happening. Cats and dogs are living together. It's really fun, and I also like that. At least in what I had read thus far, no one's really like 100% safe. Right. No one's ever like there's just about anybody can can kind of fall prey to what's going on. Exactly, and there were also really good explanations for why like the zombies were able to be able to harm some of the superheroes that that they encounter and all the other cool stuff. So I love the attention to detail in it.
And the first Dynamite being super strong and vulnerable like Superman does not prevent you from having blood vomited down your throat.
Yeah. It was not where I thought you were going with it when I was reading it.
That's right.
It was it was, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you know what? Well played.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I try to be thought-provoking and nausea-provoking with my zombie comics.
I mean, honestly, that's just the best way. I think that's the best practice.
I'm glad we're of one mind on this.
So the thing that I was curious about is you mentioned that Purgatory was going to be joining in, which which for one, I was like, wow, man, Purgatory in like 2025. I never thought I'd see the day. But I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it. Because it was a because like I said, there was reintroduction to some of those characters that from when I was reading some of the previous ones that I was like, oh yeah, I actually once again characters that at the time didn't get to read very much, but or at all, but I knew who they were. Like characters like Evil Ernie, Lady Death, right. Purgatory, so on and so forth. I was like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I see him in Wizard magazine every month. R.I.P. Wizard magazine. But it was the the idea that you can see like Purgatory, like you're gonna like play with a bigger toy box, right. And like I was curious, I'm like, how does all that work with having those characters, like because like I said, Evil Ernie's in the very first
right
Dynamite title
is in all three of the original series.
Mm-hmm. And I was curious, like how, like what kind of dark sorcery had to be worked to.
Fortunately, none that I was personally involved in.
Right, you didn't have to draw any like circles on the floor.
No, that's fortunately above my pay grade. There was one, and I won't bother saying who. There was one. The first issue I took over from Declan Shavely, a great guy, great artist, great writer. And the issue had to be totally rewritten because one licensor was, I think, initially said yes to having their character appear, and then suddenly changed their mind and yanked it. So he'll never be seen. The second series involved Ash Williams, and I don't know if you're a big Ash Williams or Evil Dead fan, but the tortured. So I don't know if you know the tortured legal situation with Ash Williams.
Not the entirety of it, but I'm curious.
So when the SWAT team comes sweeping in through my window and they put the gun to my head, I'll say that Ash Williams, who appears in Dynamite Lives, is only the Ash Williams from Army of Darkness specifically.
Because
for some reason, as a copyright holder, is held by I believe it's MGM, and so nowadays that would mean Amazon. But the rest of the Evil Dead has a different corporate parent. I could not tell you what it is. Then in the third series, Dynamite Never Dies. So the Edgar Rice Burroughs properties, the Marge stuff, and the Tarzan stuff is even more complicated because there's still an Edgar Rice Burroughs estate, and they still do Tarzan comics, but I think at the time Dynamite had the Tarzan license, so Tarzan is in Dynamite Never Dies, and he gets to go to Mars, which I had a lot of fun with, just because I love the John Carter Mars stuff more so than the Tarzan stuff. But but for this one, Dynamite was like, we're not dealing with any of that stuff. It's only the characters we either own, or I think in the case Red Sonja has a separate licensor, and I think that's it. I think Dynamite owns Vampirella. Dynamite owns the Chaos Comics character, except for Lady Death.
Right.
That's why it's Hell, 1L, in both Blood Red and the original Dynamite. Purgatory, Chastity, Evil Ernie, Smiley. Don't know what the Ms. Fury might actually be public domain, and most of the Project Superpowers characters are public domain.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering about, because like those, I know the way intellectual property rights work, I guess at some point, I don't know if they were just always that way, or if it was like something like a certain amount of time had passed, or
yeah. The law is, I believe it's 75 years after the death of the original creator.
No, then yeah, there you go.
It's different and less stringent for corporate-owned comics, and in some cases, for a lot of these superhero characters, we don't know who created them. So it's, if there's no one, to track down, it's just going,
I guess we could. Well, hey, look, like you said, until the lawyers, until the lawyers show up, man, it's Wild West, man.
I don't know if you're looking for that, like in depth of the lawyering of it all. I just send all of my scripts to, like, all the scripts have to go to the Sony people. They're pretty cool. Mm-hmm. The Ash Williams people were a bit of a pill. I can
man.
But
I can believe it.
It all worked out in the end.
Well, I guess and maybe that is some of that pain and craziness dealing with all that. You can just take it all out on the characters in Blood Red, is what's
true.
You just
it's what you're paying for my sins in more ways than one.
Well, so you were talking, you mentioned something about more of a noir theme. Now, I haven't seen any of the I've seen the covers, obviously, but I haven't seen any like preview pages. So I was curious, like, since it was gonna go more of a noir style, were y'all going to go more of a black and white, or like do like a black, white, and red, or was it going to be like a full color deal?
It is a full color deal. However, the artist is Marco Finnegan, who's fantastic. Probably best known. He did a series in Oni about an undead private eye called Calavera. And he's fantastic. He's from Southern California, so he's really bringing that great kind of California noir feel to the series. So it's more than the art style than any color, because it's colored by Darabella Kelly, who's fantastic. She colored my Jennifer Blood series for Dynamite, and if I can cram Jennifer Blood into this Blood Red series, I guess I should, considering the title. I will.
I was gonna say that should be like automatic almost.
I hear you, but hopefully there's a sequel, right? So we're gonna leave something open for that.
Well, I get this is as good a time as any to say this, and I always like to sneak these in a little early. For anyone that is interested, if you like zombies, you like characters like Red Sonja or Vampirella or Purgatory, or any of the other characters like Deja Thoris, or or the John Carter types, I would say go check this out. Go add it to your pull box at your LCS.
FOC is the 15th. So
the 15th.
So 2 Mondays from now.
Yeah, so make sure you do that. And also, just a little pro tip, when you add this at your pull box, say you want the whole series, that way it will consistently be added in. Some shops will just do it anyway, but I just always say, just go ahead and say you want the whole series. Go ahead and knock that out, nip it in the bud right there, because that is how you can guarantee getting more things, just like the thing you're asking for.
That's true.
So yeah, it's the pull box. It's the greatest and probably most well kept secret in comics. Only not really in some aspects. but yeah, go do that.
Secret.
Well, it's always wild to me, because I ever so often I've been reading comics since I was like 4 or 5 years old, and it always amazes me sometimes when I tell people about pull boxes, and they're like, "What? I can do that? A comic shop can order something for me?" I was like, "Yeah, they can totally do that. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works." Well, one thing, so, and man, yeah, so let's see if we can try and guarantee that next series so we can get Jennifer Blood. And we got to come up with another Blood title.
That's right.
I don't. We've already got Blood Red, but
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Dynamite Jennifer's Blood. I don't know. It's
you give me a good idea, Ernie. Call it Blood Red and White.
There
right?
You see,
that would be fun.
You know what? All right, that's it. That so to
and
not make me
Blood Red and Black, which is really hard to say really fast.
it's a little bit of a tongue twister.
That's right.
But you know, here's the thing. Yeah, I really need y'all to go and add this to your poll boxes so that way I can see this come to fruition because I would personally like to see that.
I totally agree with you.
Now with Blood, like with Blood Red, and you said you're gonna be you're obviously switching things up with how the plague works,
right?
And how it is spread, because that's one of those things that in some of the previous ones, like everybody was catching it, everybody was getting it, just about. People, like I said earlier, people getting zombie blood vomited on them, people getting bitten, some people getting bitten through stuff that they're controlling and turning into zombies. So with this one, like I'm curious to know, like what made you want to change it up with like who it can infect this go around.
Just so what had happened was that the first 3 series, the first like 15, 16 issues, however it was, told kind of a continuous story. And well, for one thing, one of the things I liked about the original Dynamite series was, unlike a lot of zombie stories, there was a ongoing zombie plague, but no apocalypse. Like there was still that chance that it could be averted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, okay, well, let's try something in an actual sort of zombie, apocalypse, like like The Walking Dead, like everything's already coming onto shit. And so, but I didn't want to just do that, So, there are certain diseases that affect certain demographics, And I was kind of kicking around a series, and originally I was going to call it like Dynamite XX, which sort of amused me because that's what the chromosomes, right? Well, then I kind of like, oh, well, what if only men can get the zombie apocalypse? That's interesting. I don't know. The sequel, then maybe only women will get the zombie. I don't know. I'm not trying to make like deep feminist statement. I swear.
No. I mean, honestly, like because in my own little private headcanon, the first thing that kind of crossed my mind was like, well, I was like, most of I guess like the more popular Dynamite character like icons, I was like most of them are female. So I was like,
right.
if you
have Vampirella, I think was literally their first title.
Right. It's like it's. I can think of some characters outside of like Vampirella, Red Sonja, and like Deja Thoris, but I was like, for the most part, I was like, most of the characters that I'm aware of that aren't like IPs that probably would not be would probably not be caught up in like a zombie apocalypse of this magnitude. I'll just put it like that. I don't see Space. I don't know. Maybe I would like to be wrong, but I don't see Space Ghost. Or the Thundercats falling into
the. Just get this spaceship and leave.
Yeah, he would just be like, yeah, you know what?
Nope. Dan and Jace, get back in.
And we just ride off.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, we left it behind. It's what, we'll just get another. We'll just get another one. There's got to be another one out there somewhere.
Well, we're not Hanna-Barbera, whatever. Let us go.
Right.
That's like the Disney characters get. Maleficent and
right.
Cruella de Vil.
I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Look, I'm not saying that it shouldn't.
Right. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
but I
want
would love to see
an
it.
arduous licensing process. That's where you the Disney animated characters.
Well, I guess it's pie in the sky, obviously, because obviously it's not gonna be a thing we have to worry about in the immediate future. But
I would put in Captain Planet, but I would have to have something in my contract that it has to be the Don Cheadle Captain Planet. Like then I would do it. But then we would need to get sign off from Don Cheadle and the Captain Planet people. Sounds like a headache.
That sounds, honestly, I wouldn't want to be in the room for that.
I'd still do it though.
Yeah.
You're a tree, and you're a tree.
Yeah. And that's how you see,
zombies
that's how you beat zombies.
That's right.
If you take all the zombies in the world, you turn them into trees, and then suddenly we stop global warming, the world starts getting better. Honestly, I don't know, Fred. I think you might have to pitch this. I think you might actually have to pitch this.
What are we gonna do with all the syrup? That's the only problem.
Yeah,
my allergies.
I mean, we'll have to figure it out. But I think you're on to something there. I think you might be on to something.
Can we make Fallen Apocalypse as much of a thing as Zombie Apocalypse? I think that's the question there.
I mean, I would buy it. Because I'm as terrified of that as anything else. I have terrible allergies, so
that's a much more realistic fear for you. It's much more what's going to affect you in your day-to-day life.
Right. It's like if someone walks in and their eyes are all puffy, snot running down their nose, they're always blowing their nose, they're just eyes are all bloodshot. It's like, oh my God, you got the eco plague. So we got to put you outside.
My friends, fellow comic creators, had this podcast where they posed insane hypothetical questions to the guests. And one of the ones I got was, would you rather? I forget what it was. It's always, would you rather have this horrible thing happen to you or this horrible thing happen to you? And one of them was you're in a zombie apocalypse, except instead of also, in addition to people becoming zombies, they also turn into carbon copies of you. And I'm just that's awful. I feel like my life expectancy would be about 15 minutes. Stop as soon as I walked out of my house. You know what I mean? It just seems like such an unattractive scenario. It doesn't really matter what choice B is. I'm gonna pick choice B. And the one guy was like, well, no. What if you went and got just go get a restraining order down at the courthouse? I'm like, against what courthouse is going to be open during the zombie apocalypse? What are you talking about, a restraining order? Stopped by the cops the minute I walk in the courthouse door.
I mean, for me, I would not want copies of me. Not in that magnitude.
Right?
I think one of me is enough in the world. I
can't imagine what kind of a narcissist you would be. Where it'd be like that meme where it's like zombie apocalypse, but they all look like you.
This is not. It would not be good for me. No. It would not be good for me. I would get tired of me real fast. But I guess with everything that with everything that you've done already with with previous Dynamite titles leading up to this one, and diving into this as as a jumping on point,
right?
With for me, that was actually something that I feel like, I don't know, maybe that's what we need more of, because the Dynamite characters really kind of lend themselves well to each other.
Yeah.
And I do always find it funny that they don't actually intersect as much as maybe some other, like as like your typical like Marvel, DC, or Image Comics characters.
It's not really a shared universe the way Marvel or DC are.
Right. Like
And
I actually
because Deja Thoris is on Mars.
right.
Sony's in the Hyborian era. They're all kind of very
Right.
crossed and physically and temporally.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, Red Sonja is like literally in like fantasy land, but like
big connection to prehistoric Earth.
right, like it's like they don't really occupy the same space at the same time, but like I actually think yeah, you kind of proven to me that they do actually work despite all that
Thanks.
really
Yeah.
well together. Would you like? I don't know if this is something that's been tossed around, but yeah, and it's gonna sound weird coming from me because I'm usually the first person to be like, yeah, man, how about no events this year? Because I have event fatigue more than probably most people. But like I guess has it been tossed around the idea of like taking like or like even outside of the zombie aesthetic, but like maybe finding like more ways to cross over some of those characters, or like are there any characters you would want to cross over that you haven't done so yet?
Who aren't the Don Cheadle Captain Planet?
Yeah.
Other than him. All right. No, I mean, I think very wisely. So outside the zombie realm, I have no idea. I'm the wrong one to ask about that. But I mean, what's cool is that I've kind of been given carte blanche, and I don't really want to cross over. For one thing, you're always imposing on some of the writers' shtick and whatever they've got set up. It's always an imposition, and I just think that's the fun of it. Pardon me. Is that I can do whatever the heck I want, That's often my idea of what's good is can I do whatever the heck I want? Yes, I love it. Good. I'm in. That's good.
I mean, I dig it because I would imagine you having to bounce back and forth between different people would. Yeah, I can imagine it would be a pain in the ass, on probably more than a few different levels. But
all these books, like the other problem is the coordination just becomes a nightmare because all the other creative teams are all working at different speeds, So
right,
and as everything gets rebooted with number ones, it's like where do you drop in? You know what I mean? It is a real headache.
Yeah, no, honestly, I would imagine just even the because I remember I think I was talking to Jimmy Palmiotti about the Harley Quinn Elvira deal, and he was about like, oh yeah, you just got to make sure everything talking about how Elvira's dialogue all had to be cleared before any of it could be put through, and I was like, oh yeah, that would be because I can imagine how that could potentially kind of gum up the works or cause stuff you might have planned to like maybe not go the way you want to go. So yeah, I totally get it. Now with this coming up, I think this is going to be October the 8th or 15th that this is going to be coming out. I'll double check. I'm going to double check 8th. It'll be the 8th. So
awesome.
I will say it once again. I have to write these things down, otherwise I'll forget them. I'm terrible with dates. But go to your LCS. Make sure you go. Ask for this title. Also, I do want to give you an opportunity to because I know obviously we're talking about Dynamite Blood Red. Duh. Go check that out too. But is there anything else that you wanted to plug while I still got time with you?
Yeah, if you're into the Valiant stuff, not too long before, I'm not sure if it's before or after Dynamite Blood comes out, I'm rebooting Harbinger for the Valiant series for the Valiant universe. That's coming out. I still have my ongoing science fiction independent title, The Future Is, which is coming out from Rekka Comics. The 5th issue just dropped, and it's getting really good reception. I'm really excited about it. And last but not least, if you're at all into role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and such, Clover Press just put out the book. You can sort of see it over my ear there on my
Oh, yeah.
It's Game Masters by me and Tom Fowler and Bill Crabtree, which is the comic book history role-playing game. It's all about D&D, your favorite role-playing games, dating back to the 6th century with chess. So that's very fun. So I keep busy, keeps me off the streets. Idle hands, devil's playground.
Well, I was gonna say, actually, the matter of fact, there will also be, well, for one, there's a link to, if you don't have an LCS in your area, there will be a link to the Dynamite website if you need to order direct from Dynamite to get your hands on a copy of the Dynamite Blood Red series. But also, there will be links to other books that Fred has done. Also, that particular book that is over your ear will be is actually in there as well. Because when I was looking, I saw it. I was like, oh wow! I was like, this is right up my alley. So I was like,
in the store,
one of these for me.
There you go. Great.
As a guy who is a huge fan of like RPGs and board games, which is half of what's behind me. So yeah, when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, I was like, I didn't know this was a thing. Totally getting it. So yeah, make sure y'all go check those things out. And also go check out, if you have not, I mean, once again, you don't have to read those previous ones in order to get this upcoming one, but I do actually highly recommend you check them out just because they are pretty damn awesome. I have links to the first 3 Dynamite trades in the description below, so y'all should go check them out too. You will not regret it. I had a really good time with them. They're really fun and full of surprises. So I literally was not sure where any of it was going at times, and was always like, oh wow, did not expect that to happen. And it was always a good time. So I will just say, go check those things out. And Fred, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me and talk about the upcoming book. I will be looking forward to its release, and hopefully maybe we get you back and talk about some more stuff you have coming up.
I love it.
Well, everyone, thank you all for tuning in. We will catch you all next time. Remember, go to your LCS, Dynamite, Blood Red, Pull Box, full series.
Hell yeah.